everyone, PushingUpRoses here, and welcome to a very special spooky Halloween video featuring clowns! Yes, clowns. Scary to some, annoying to others. Certainly used in horror, literature, and movies far too often. There's just something about them, right? Maybe the fear is due to these terrifying old photos of Halloween costumes. Maybe it's due to Pennywise. Maybe it's because sometimes this makeup application is busted. No matter the reason, we're probably going to be stuck with murder clowns for a long time, so let's hunker down and take a look at this carnival-inspired episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's titled The Tale of Laughing in the Dark, the lesser-known sequel to Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen. Before we start, I do realize that there's a certain non-fictional clown that sparked a genuinely terrifying fear in people. I will not be discussing him here due to the fact that this is a kid's show, and the nature of his crimes are just too heinous for this content. We begin the episode following a few kids at a carnival. Ah yes, carnivals. I love them. I have so many memories of hyperventilating on that octopus ride. It was like, I wanted to giggle, but the fear of a bolt coming out of those shoddily made rides made me gaspable instead. It's like a gasp that's also a giggle. If not for carnivals, I may have never known what a panic attack was. This particular carnival has a fun house, which are never as fun as they boast. A few kids are enjoying some frights and screams. Aw, no one screamed at the headless guy. He tried so hard. The girls get to a room of many doors and open one to reveal a clown. With a sack of money. Ooh, the greed. We suddenly cut back to the Midnight Society because Kristen is scared of clowns and wants to leave.
Guess we finally found something wrong with Miss Perfect. Hey, I didn't say it.
But I did think it. She decides to stay and we get our title. The story focuses on three kids, Josh, Ouija, and Ouija's sister Kathy. Ouija? They come across a fun house called Laughing in the Dark and Josh wants to go in, but the other kids are apprehensive because they heard rumors of it being haunted.
Weird things happen in there. Something to do with the clown.
He eats kids in 90s clothes. We're screwed. Josh makes fun of the others for not wanting to go in. He approaches it and runs into the forgotten member of some barbershop quartet.
Excuse me, lad.
He tells them he runs the place and that the clown, Zebo, is in there, waiting for them. Josh has a sudden change of heart and declines the invite.
I'll be here. I'm always here.
Do you, live there? The kids go home and look up the tale of Zebo. Wait, is this kid's room set up like a hockey stadium? I don't know if this is cool or dweeby. They find out that in the 20s, a clown named Zebo stole the payroll from the circus he was working for and tried to run. As he was being chased, he hid in the funhouse while smoking a cigar. The cigar fell, setting the funhouse ablaze with Zebo inside, where he perished.
Smoking's bad for your health.
Yes, very good, Josh. I'm glad that's what you took away from this story. Rumor has it that Zebo's ghost haunts the Laughing in the Dark funhouse to this very day. Kathy is clearly scared, so Josh takes this opportunity to mock and chase her. She grabs a garbage can lid and he smacks right into it.
Don't mess or I'll bung you in the head.
Bung? Josh suddenly gets really defensive, saying it's just a spook house and the others are just being babies, but he's clearly mad because he just got bunged. Ouija calls him out and says he's chicken, challenging him to go into the funhouse. With a suave transition, they're back at the carnival. Josh says not only will he go in, but when he finds Zebo, he will steal his nose. He is greeted by the host once again.
Sorry, my lad. I didn't mean to scare you.
I was just sitting here rotting up some racist laws. Josh goes through the house, passing the same animatronics the girls did in the beginning of the episode. We have Grunge Frankenstein. Pearl Jam rocks. A few funhouse mirrors that Josh is way too amused by, Dracula, and this guy who still isn't scary. Why does no one like my Jello head? There's also a fire-breathing dragon. This doesn't seem child-safe. Maybe that's the weird thing people claim they're hearing, kids being fried by this disaster. Suddenly, he smells something smoky.
Cigars?
Smoking's bad for your health.
He opens a few doors and finds the exit, but he still needs that nose. He chooses door number 6 because it's the devil's number or whatever, and quickly takes the nose. Wow, was that just being held on by some tape? Oh, why do I feel bad for him? Also, did Josh just manage to give him the middle finger? Part of the bet Josh made with Ouija was that if he did get the nose, Ouija had to wear it for a week at school, so here we are.
After you get through wearing it, I'm gonna get it mounted. Like a trophy.
Would you display this as a trophy?
Josh comes home to an empty house and a note left by his parents, which he reads out loud to nobody. They are out for the evening, so Josh is home alone. Just him, the house, a spaghetti dinner, and a giant bowl of pudding. Strange noises start occurring, leaving Josh on edge. Now he believes that somebody is in the house with him.
You better show yourself, or you're gonna get beamed.
Excuse me, I think you mean bunged? Even the phone ringing startles him. He talks to Ouija briefly, then hangs up. The phone rings again, and an ominous voice is on the other line. He tries to convince himself it was a prank call and starts going a little bonkers, setting the table with mounds of silverware. Man, I'm gonna eat that spaghetti so hard! Unfortunately, when he removes the spaghetti from the microwave, it is in fact not noodles, it's smoked cigars. He drops the dish next to some splattered pudding, marked with a Z for Zorro! I really like Zebo's persistence, he just really wants his nose back. I mean, that's not scary as it is fair. We even get a little homage to It. Not sure if this was intentional, but using balloons to frighten was definitely a Pennywise thing. Josh runs back to the funhouse with Zebo's nose. He has it squished in a paper bag like some kid's school lunch. Maybe there's a tuna sandwich in there too. To make sure he appeases Zebo even more, he brings him a box of cigars. My, I'm surprised at you, Josh. I thought you were more responsible than that.
Smoking's bad for your health.
Zebo accepts the offering and Josh is free to go. And that's the end. This episode scared the crap out of me when I was little, but I'm not sure why, because when I revisited it, it wasn't that disturbing. There have been some legitimately scary, gruesome episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I've even covered a few on this channel, but this one does not fall among those. I don't necessarily think it's because clowns are out of style. The reboot of the first part of It went really well, and though Pennywise was more of an alien than a clown, it did give me a sense of dread seeing it in the clown costume. I think this episode didn't land because I didn't feel any real danger for Josh. Zebo just wanted his clown nose back, and when he got it back, he was like, "Thanks, mate, you can go." There's not even the implication that Zebo is going to strike again. There were some scares here and there, but I didn't think he wanted to kill Josh or even hurt him. Turns out he's a very reasonable ghost, and that's just not particularly scary to me. There's a distinctly boring scene where Ouija throws the clown nose in anger and Josh goes to find it and he thinks he smells cigar smoke, but there's nothing. We cut back, and there's some smoke. It just seemed like filler because it lacked suspense and the payoff was this. There's no real threat beyond secondhand smoking. Without any tangible danger, there's just nothing to fear. This is one of those episodes where I sympathized with the ghost. He didn't do anything to deserve his nose being stolen. Yeah, in the living world, he stole some money from the circus, but maybe he needed that for a dying relative or something. Even if he was just a greedy thief, that's still kinda tame. He didn't kill anyone in real life, he wasn't evil, he's not some kind of supernatural monster, he's just a sad clown that needed money. Look how sad he looks without his nose. Yep, definitely Team Zebo. In all seriousness, because this is one of the earliest episodes of this series, I have a great nostalgia for it, and it does have some really good qualities. I like how Zebo looks with his weird grin and vacuous eyes. I liked the scene where Josh finds cigar butts in his dish. I like this guy. And I especially like that the Funhouse host is played by Aaron Tager, who is in several episodes of this series as the quirky Dr. Vink.
Vink with a v. Who wants tea?
The aesthetic for Zebo is so strong, I think it's one of the things people think about when they recall Are You Afraid of the Dark as a whole. This image just burns into your brain because it's so exaggerated and weird. I was almost intrigued by the ambiguous story of the carnival host. It's implied that he is the actual ghost of Zebo, luring the kids into the house to frighten them. There's a brief moment where Josh runs into a person dressed up in a clown costume, and it's clearly the Zebo the kids were talking about earlier in the episode. I think this vision of a real person in the clown makeup was far scarier than the doll of Zebo, and I wish they had used him more throughout the episode. My assumption is the carnival host is the ghost with the most, and the doll is just there to be extra frightening. So there were some strong decisions in regard to set and costume design, but everything else was kind of lacking. I'm not even sure kids would find this one particularly frightening today. But if you disagree, let me know. I'm very eager to see what people thought about this episode. If you have an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark you are just dying to see me cover, please leave a suggestion in the comments. And until then, stay spooky. Hey Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video on the tale of laughing in the dark. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a few more spooky flavored videos to share with you, but first I want to give my obligatory shout out to my patrons. Without their donations and support, I wouldn't be able to discuss scary clowns. If you're interested in becoming a patron and supporting this channel, see the description below. If not, there's also a link to an entertaining cat video. You can just click that instead. If you want to see more from me, I have a few suggestions linked on the screen. On the right, I have a video about the Headless Horseman parody that Murder, She Wrote did, a classic. And on the left, I have one of my previous videos on Are You Afraid of the Dark, starring Tia and Tamara Mori and some iguanas. Thanks again, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.